New electric cars from China get a 147.5% duty, but used car imports from Mexico are only subject to a 25% tariff. Now, China exports more cars to Mexico than any other market in the world. Mexican consumers are driving hundreds of thousands of BYDs. Veteran executives from the Mexican industry said that BYD and other Chinese cars are hurting the legacy automakers. Stellantis and GM are losing market share at a rapid clip. It's hard to imagine these Chinese cars not finding their way into Texas, Arizona, California, and beyond. Hi, I'm David with EV World News. I'm here today with our resident engineer, Mike Herszog. How's it going today, Mike?
Glad to be here as always, David.
So this article came to me. It's called China's Sputnik Moment. We've talked about the idea that there's these EV tariffs on Chinese cars that are 100%, right? So we're not importing them. But what if car dealers began importing lightly used Chinese cars from Mexico and delivering them to American buyers? In China, they're already selling zero mileage secondhand cars as used to get around regulations intended to end price wars.
At least put like drive around the parking lot a little bit just to gently use it. It can't be zero. Just a paper transaction. That doesn't seem right.
Okay, so new electric cars from China get a 147.5% duty. So it's almost 1.5 times extra, according to data from the Department of Commerce. But used car imports from Mexico are only subject to a 25% tariff.
Regardless of country of origin, probably.
Now, China exports more cars to Mexico than any other market in the world. Mexican consumers are driving hundreds of thousands of BYDs, Chery's, which is Chery's brand name in Mexico, Zeekrs, Aeons, and SAIC MGs. Somebody that wrote this article, they went to a BYD dealership in Tijuana, and they test drove a few vehicles, a $45,000 Shark pickup truck. These are US dollars. The $20,000 Mini Dolphin, and BYD plans to sell about 80,000 cars in Mexico, which they sold zero in 2020, and now there are 80,000 cars. Let's see. Not a lot of Mexican customers are familiar with the BYD brand, but they get excited when they see the quality they can get at the prices. BYD's infotainment is the best in the industry, way ahead of GM, Ford, and Toyota. Veteran executives from the Mexican industry said that BYD and other Chinese cars are hurting the legacy automakers. Stellantis and GM are losing market share at a rapid clip. Profits are falling fast too. Well, that's one of the things we've said. It's like, you can protect the big three here in the United States, but, from GM and Ford and Stellantis are going to do in other countries where they have to compete with BYD. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It's hard to imagine these Chinese cars not finding their way into Texas, Arizona, California, and beyond. American buyers would be dazzled by the surprisingly high levels of quality and the advanced tech. Detroit would be in a panic. But the thing is that still they're going to be used cars. But it'd be interesting because, that would make it entertaining to go down and buy cars at an auto auction in Mexico. Off lease cars, stuff like that. I mean, if you got some of these cars are $20,000 new, then when they're coming off lease, the dealer probably going to be picking them up for like $7,000 to $8,000. No, I suspect you're going to start seeing some of that, but it's going to be some time. But that would really hurt the resale value of U.S. made cars.
It'd be bad. Have you guys talked about the Jim Farley comments from the Aspen Idea Festival? Oh, he just a couple of days, he was at the big, Aspen Ideas and speaking. And I think his quote was something like, it's the most humbled I've ever been, in reference to how China's kicking their butts in EV manufacturing. Is very I mean, kind of alarmist of like, this is like, we have to get this right. Otherwise they're going to eat our lunch. And it's just how much they've developed in the past 5 years compared to Ford and some of the other local their domestic manufacturers. It's been pretty, it was interesting. I mean, he's talked about it before. He's been open about what they want to do, but yeah, I holy cow, like you're not pulling any punches of like, yeah, we're getting our butts kicked and we need to do better.
He brought that Xiaomi car back to the U.S. with him.
The clip you just saw was part of our live podcast. If you enjoyed it, don't miss out. Join us every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday right here on EV World News. We stream not just on YouTube, but also on Facebook and X, so you can catch us wherever you prefer. If you found this content valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and to share to help us grow. If you'd like to support our work, please consider becoming a YouTube member. It really helps us bring you the latest EV news and insights. I'll see you in the next one.